Hello, this is Nick from Prestman doing a video walkthrough of our 2022 Ford Explorer. This is the ST, so the really cool one. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna walk all the way around. We're gonna check for any dents, scratches, any kind of blemishes on the outside. Then we're gonna go inside, go over some of the features, make sure everything's, working properly. And then finally, we'll pop the hood so we can evaluate just a little bit in the engine bay, just for good measure. So starting off, obviously it needs a bath. So we can thank Utah Rain for that. But normally you'd expect to see a little bit of rock chipping in the front, just because that's where it usually is. But that being said, I'm not seeing anything. It actually looks great. So let's start going around, see if there's anything that we can find. If there is, I'll be sure to stop, zoom in, make sure you get a good visual so you know exactly what's going on. So tires on here are in great condition. You got loads of life left in those, so that's awesome. We always love that. Looks like you have a really, oh, never mind, that's just dirt. I thought we found something, but 'twas not so. All right, so we're just popping the trunk with a key fob here. But while that's coming up, you're gonna have your towing down there, which is always a pleasure. You got your stowing cargo net. You actually have all the WeatherTech floor mats in this one as well, which is really cool. And then you have the electronic seats in this as well. So that's fun. We'll keep them closed just because the trunk's full of seats. Or I mean floor mats. But I think it's fun. I don't know. I'm a sucker for the techie features. Anything to make me feel like I'm living in the future, I think is really cool. So right up in here, it looks like you have a small scratch. So nothing too crazy. It's not really catching my finger. So you could probably just buff it out. But nonetheless, good to know, good to know. Right here, it looks like you have a little bit of a scuff. It's kind of hard to see. So very, very minor. But again, always good to know. Always good to know. All right. Well, honestly, as far as the exterior goes, I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10. It looks really freaking good. So let's hop inside and go over some of the features real quick. All right. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna turn the car on, obviously, but when I do, I'm gonna leave the camera up here on the dash. That way, if there's any kind of warning lights or anything weird popping up, you'll be the first to know. So let's check it out. All right. So it looks like we have 2 or 3 lights up right now. The first is my seatbelt light, which is, correct. And the second is the brake light. And the last is the passenger door light, which is, I have my trainee here. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. So she's kind of watching me do the video to learn a little bit as we go. So that is to be expected as well. So let's clear that. Other than that, everything up here looks great. So no complaints. As far as interior features go, you have a lot of them. So for the sake of time, I'm gonna go a little bit fast just so this video isn't like 30 minutes long. But starting off down here, you're going to have heated steering wheel, heated seats, and cooled seats. Definitely leaning towards cooled seats this time of year. Your AC is blowing and is blowing cold. Everyone always asks that, like, does it blow cold? I'm like, yes, of course it blows cold. So up top, you're also gonna have your camera system, which is always a pleasure. You got your apps for all the fun stuff. Settings for just the basic controls and whatnot. You got your driver assist system, which is really cool. Your vehicle, and on and on and on. So you have no shortage of fun things to play with up here. You can connect your phone. You're also going to have your navigation system. Speaking of, let's check your audio real quick. Okay, yes, that's extremely loud. I don't know what speaker system is in here, but it's very good. Up top, you're gonna have your paddle shifters up here, which I don't know if you've ever driven with paddle shifters before, but they're really freaking fun. I like them a lot. If you wanna know more about them, I would love to talk about it more, but we'll move on for now. You're also gonna have your adaptive cruise control, as well as all your basic, windows and whatever. So, cool stuff. Fold those in, fold them out. Beautiful. Anyway, so down here is going to be your drive modes, as well as a couple other fun things. Your auto stop start system, electronic parking brake, as well as your plugins and whatnot. So anyway, we can go over features all day, but we'll move on from there for now. As far as interior condition goes, it's really freaking good. I don't know how else to say that. I'm not seeing any rips, any dents, any tears, any stains, any discoloration, anything. So you're also gonna have your wireless phone charger up here. I would show you, but I'm recording on my phone, so that would make it a little difficult. So anyway, we'll move on from now. Let's pop the hood in the engine bay. We'll check that out real quick, and that should be good for our video. Thank you very much. There we go. So I don't know how mechanically inclined you are or aren't, but regardless of how much you know about cars, it's always a good idea to at least look under the hood. The reason being, even if you don't know anything that's under here, you at least know what neglect looks like. So if you've got like rust all over the metal pieces, everything that should be silver is brown, and there's like spider webs and junk all over everything, then, I'd probably ask some more questions at that point. That being said, this is fantastic. There's really not even dust on it. So very, very nice in here. If you are mechanically inclined, we can go into a little bit more detail, but we'll keep this video pretty user-friendly for now. Suffice to say, when you pop the hood of an engine bay, this is exactly what you want to see. So if you have any other questions, or there's anything that you wanted to see that I missed, just let me know. I'm happy to show you anything on here. But for now, this is your new Explorer.